We are live. Welcome, everyone. First fight of what should be a really good night of boxing. Jahi Tucker against Cedeno. Probably the closest fight in the cards. Certainly the bookies seem to think so. Jahi Tucker been matched tough. Had a few shaky moments. Main event, Brielle, I would guess you're looking at around, I don't know what time zone you're on, maybe 10, 11 p.m. Eastern, about 4 a.m., half 4 in the UK. Straight down to it. Let me know, get predictions in. Xander Zayas versus Jaron Ennis. I mean, it's been said to death, but fair play. Xander Zayas taking on Boots as a mandatory. A lot of fighters in his position. Oh my god, Jahi Tucker and Cedeno was getting into it. Yeah, fantastic fight. Xander Zayas, Jaron Ennis. I personally think maybe a bit too soon for Zayas. I mean, such a big step up for him. You know, going from a Barrow, who, good fighter, people in UK shores will tell you that. He's been spoken about highly for a long time, but, you know, Jaron Ennis is levels above that. And it's a step up, I guess, too, you could say, for Ennis, certainly from Usman Lima in his only fight at 154 so far. But, yeah, it's a very big step up for, what, a 23-year-old in Zayas, who has been moved well, but, you know, had a fairly easy touch for the world title. Abbas Barrow for unification. Okay, Barrow's a tough fight, but, you know, for unification, it's not the stiffest. And you hear the way people speak about Boots, the sparring stories. By all accounts, he was pretty badly drained at 147, and even this performance he put in against Danny Gilfillan. So, yeah, I struggle to see a route to victory for Zayas personally, but let me know what you think in the chat. Do you agree with me? Do you think Jaron Ennis gets this done? I think mid-rounds he'll get Zayas out of there. Or do you think Zayas can score what would be a pretty significant upset, even as the defending champion? Obviously, you would think the route to victory for Zayas would be the boxing move. We saw Ennis get frustrated with guys who take the play away from him. You know, you look at the two fights with Chikadze, and really, first fight Chikadze didn't really come to fight at all, but Ennis couldn't force the stoppage, couldn't really make too much of a dent in him. And the second fight, that was a concerning performance. Chikadze had plenty of success, caught Boots clean quite a few times, but, you know, not offensively strong enough or dynamic enough or a hard enough puncher to capitalise on it. But again, by all accounts, Boots drained at 147, having to make that £10 rehydration clause for the IBF for those fights. I don't think you can overstate the importance of that too. And I know it was only a couple of minutes we saw of him against Lima, but he looked devastating up at 154. And yeah, I think it's going to be a tough night for Zayas. But let me know, Boots or Zayas, get it in the comments, get it in the chat. Who's watching this Jahi Tucker Cedeno fight? Really lively first round. Jahi Tucker came out flying. I mean, conventional wisdom would say his best route to victory in this fight would be to box and move, but came out flying. Apparently the audio is very quiet. Let me have a wee play here. How is the audio now? Is that audio any better? Test. Testing the audio. Cedric Whittaker will be next after this Jahi Tucker Cedeno fight. What do you reckon for Whittaker? Big step up for him as well. I mean, he's a big favourite with the odds. But Rivera gave Badu Jack a good fight, and you look at who Whittaker's beat. I know he's made light work of them in Gavazi and what was his name? Suarez, but Suarez passed his best, I think. Had been stopped early a couple of times before that. Gavazzi was completely overmatched, and Rivera never been stopped. Tough guy. I think if that fight goes into the second half, I think it could get interesting, the Whittaker fight. But a long way to go before we get to that fight. Still got 8 rounds, well, 9.5 rounds left to this one. Get the predictions in, folk. Boots or Zayas? What do we think? I think, as I said before, I think Boots will just prove too good. I think it'll be a bit of a star-making performance, to be honest. Who do we think is the best fighter at 154, actually? I do think it is Boots, but it's such a wide-open division, man. You got to look at what Fundora's been doing recently. Looks a tough man to beat. Virgil Ortiz, if we do see him back in the ring soon, and you know, please God we do, he'll have a lot to say about that. I still think that's the fight in that division, Boots and Virgil. I think Virgil's got the style to trouble Boots, but can't be looking too far ahead. Got to get past Xander Zayas first. A lot of reports too that Zayas struggled with the weight this week. Didn't do a lot of media. I didn't think he looked too bad on the scales, although I guess you got to factor in that that's a ceremonial weigh-in. You know, that's not a true reflection of how he would have looked. He would have actually weighed in probably 7-8 hours before that, so he would have had time to rehydrate. Boots, you do levels. I think he'll show levels, Cedric. You don't think he'll stop Zayas? What makes you say decision over stoppage? You know, maybe I'm being a bit disparaging of Zayas. Kid's clearly got exceptional boxing ability. He's got good feet. He's got a good jab. And yeah, you could give Boots something to think about early, but ultimately I think it'll be the body shots of Boots. I think will slow him down and bring those hands down, slow the feet up, and yeah, I think he'll get him out of there. 22 in the chat, that's not too bad. Get the likes in, folks. Run up the likes. We got 22 people in. Let me see some more predictions. Does anyone think Zayas can win? If anyone in here thinks Zayas can win, please let me know and tell me why. I mean, if Zayas was to win, he would really sort of take that Cotto throne. Puerto Rico's been crying out for a male superstar since Miguel Cotto, and even if he loses, Zayas could go on and still be that, but a win over Jaron Ennis in a fight of this magnitude. Codemus, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready either, man. 23, you know, the level of competition he's been in with, going in with Jaron Ennis, could be a bit of a rude awakening for him. This is a really good fight to open up the main card, Jai Tucker and Cedeno. A lot of people saying this would be fight of the night. I was saying earlier it was the most competitive with the bookmakers anyway, by a long shot, basically a pick'em. Boots has more KOs than Zayas had fights. Yeah, you forget, even though he's only 29, Boots has had, what, 34 odd fights? I think the one thing you'd say about Boots, I guess, if you'd said 4 or 5 years ago, you know, just when he was at Showtime, he'd have had, what, 34, 35 fights, and, you know, he'd only get in this sort of big coming out fight now. Would that be a concern? But I think that's more down to, I guess, promotional issues, and obviously they tried to make the Brian Norman Jr. fight, couldn't get that made. Zayas wins. He is representing Puerto Rico, and they will not lose to Ennis. I like it. Prime time. Are you Puerto Rican? Is that what it is? Are you backing your countrymen? There'll be no quitting Zayas, that's for sure. I think Jaron Ennis will have to force him out of there and try and, you know, he's not gonna quit he's coming to win, and he does seem genuinely confident, doesn't he, this week? That's what even Bob Arum was saying when they interviewed him during the prelims, that everyone at Top Rank is well aware how tough an assignment this is, but Xander Zayas insisted on it. He's supremely confident, he wins and wins comfortably, so I guess there's something to be said for that. It would be a massive win if he could beat Boots. Cody Mitsu says, anyone can say a fighter they favour will win, but even if I like the boxer and knew his opponent could beat him, I'd say it. Gotta be objective, I guess, but it's tough, man, especially when it's a countryman and a fight of this magnitude. I don't think Zayas can't win. There is a route to victory. We saw Ennis struggle with boxers and movers, and I mean, you've got to be a hell of a boxer. You got to fight the fight of his life, really, and I guess hope that Boots has one of those flatter performances. So I don't think there's no route to victory for Zayas, but it's a tough one, no doubt about that. It's a very, very tough one. This really is a cracking fight between Jahi Tucker and Cedeno here. What do we make of the drama around Boots' beard? By all accounts, he's had to trim it down a bit shorter. Zayas made a big thing of that. I know Virgil Ortiz's team, I believe, had something to say about that. Tyson Fury in the past has been accused of using his beard as, I guess, a shield. Obviously Tim Bradley done that bizarre breakdown on like an iPad, didn't he? I mean, I don't know. How much would a beard protect you if, a world-class fighter's landing a punch clean on it? But I guess the argument that I've seen that does sort of make some sense is the illusion of a target. If it's a long beard, if it comes a couple inches away from the chin itself, that, I guess fighters would aim for that and maybe not catch you as clean as they thought they would be. But Cody Midas says, that's a policy that should be adhered to because it does give the opponent cushion. I guess it does give some cushion, but for me it's the target argument that sort of makes a bit more sense. And Boots has got, it's a fully fledged beard. It's certainly a lot more of a beard than I could grow, but did it make a difference between, getting buzzed and knocked out and not? But all a bit of classic fight week drama. Interested to know where we're all from. Is this people from the UK doing the late shift, the graveyard shift? Have we got some people stateside tuning in, or are you elsewhere in the world? Let me know where we're all watching from tonight, folks. I'm obviously in the UK, and it's going to be an extremely late night, that's for sure. But for a fight like this, it's worth sacrificing your Sunday, I suppose. American New York. Not too far from the fight there, Kudamitsu. I guess some of the attention of this fight's been taken from the World Cup. It just sort of swallows up the full sporting world, doesn't it? I mean, particularly being in the UK, that's the only sport anyone talks about or cares about really at the moment. Definitely one for the hardcores. I guess it's a top level trade fight, you could say. What's hype like over in New York for this fight, would you say, Kudamitsu? I know that's like a hotbed of the Puerto Rican community. Is Zayas making inroads to becoming a star, would you say? By all accounts, they've done a very good gate for this. Dangerously hype and dangerous to attend, yeah. I hear that. London via France, worth being tired for the fight, I hope, says Cedric. That's the thing, isn't it? Being over here when you stay up to 4, 5, 6 a.m. and I mean, I've stayed up plenty of times and watched some absolute stinking fights. I don't think that'll be the case here. Let's hope not. Let's keep it positive. What's the worst fight I've ever stayed up for? I remember actually, and this is quite sad, I stayed up for an Arslanbek Makhmudov fight. It was when he was still undefeated, so it would have been a while ago. And he boxed some fella, was it Wallace maybe? And Wallace just fell over. Not a single clean punch landed, and I stayed up till 5:30 in the morning to watch it. More full me. The emotions tend to lead to fights and chaotic aftermath. That's the thing with boxing crowds, isn't it? It's the same over in the UK, Kodomitsu, that, you know, I would say at least 80-90% of shows that I go to, there's trouble in the crowd. People have a few drinks and a few other things, and they watch a bit of boxing, and the testosterone starts to fly, and they think they could have a go. Yes, it can get quite unsavoury, definitely. Get some good viewers in here. Keep the likes going, folks. Run up the likes. 46 people in, not too shabby. 46 people in, but we've only got a handful of predictions. Get those predictions in, folks. We've got a few hours to go. Jaron Ennis, Xander Zayas. Cedric asks, would I pick the winner to beat Fundora? So hard to try and predict any fight involving Sebastian Fundora, because stylistically he's such a unique proposition at £154. He's more defensively responsible now, Fundora, than he was. Obviously, the fight, he got stopped by Mendoza. Obviously, I have to see how the fight plays out. If you ask me now, and I'm predicting Jaron Ennis to win quite emphatically, then yeah, I think I would pick Boots to find that shot against Fundora. Zayas, no, too soon for Zayas. But if he goes in here and schools Jaron Ennis, then obviously my mind would change. But it's hard for me to predict on that when it's not what I think will happen. I just hope we can see Fundora in with the winner of this. And then of course Josh Kelly, the UK charge. Believe it was not too far off a deal for him to fight Boots Ennis before this was agreed. And you know, Josh is no mug. He done a very good job on Murtazaliev. What would you say about Fundora's height advantage overall? He demolished Keith Thurman. Yeah, he did, but what version of Keith Thurman was that, really? You know, he had one fight in however long it was against, was it Brock Jarvis, who was like a bantamweight at one point, and probably a club level fighter, really, if he was fighting in America. So Thurman was done in there. Fundora obviously couldn't have done a better job, dominated the fight from start to finish, got him out of there. I think he's a tough man to beat, definitely. Of course he is. How could he not be, with the size? He's a good boxer, he's got a good jab, he's aggressive, he's fit. He sort of ups the tempo as the rounds go on. And it's obviously, you know, if he wasn't a world champion and, you know, it wasn't a big bunny fight, I don't think people would be queuing up to fight him, just because even if you're going to beat him, it's not going to be an easy night's work, no matter how good a fighter you are, because of those freakish physical dimensions. I really like watching Fundora. He's good to watch. He's entertaining. Do you think the winner of this would beat Fundora? Kelly Agarco in the AJ card. Cedric. That's the rumours, innit? It's not a bad first defence for Josh Kelly. Obviously, you would make him a big favourite. But Keevan's a good fighter. I know I might sound biased because he's from my neck of the woods, but I think he's a fighter. He maybe boxes to the level of his opposition. But you have to make it sort of rough and ready against Josh Kelly, don't you? If you get into a boxing match with him, you're more than likely going to come off second best. And we've never really saw Keevan do that. Like, he can be aggressive at times, but it's quite measured and it's behind the jab, and it's, he's not going to do what David Avanesian did to Josh Kelly. I wouldn't have thought. Be a good fight for that undercard though. Very quiet on that undercard. Less than a month to go. There's not been a single fight announced. Which, take from that what you will. Cody Mitsu says he doesn't think Boots could beat Fundora due to height disadvantage. Very fair opinion to have. We've not seen Boots in with anyone. Have we even seen Boots in with anyone taller than him? Let alone, 7 inches taller than him. Boots has always enjoyed really having the physical advantages. This will probably be the first fight where he doesn't have a clear sort of edge in height and reach. And then Fundora's another proposition altogether, isn't he? Really good fight here, Tucker and Cedeno. I get the impression Cedeno's maybe winning it. Obviously, I've been in and out reading you guys' comments, but when I've been tuning in, looks to be landing the cleaner shots. If anyone's been paying closer attention than me, feel free to correct me. Looking forward to seeing Ben Whittaker next. What do we think of Ben Whittaker? Very much someone who splits opinions. What do we think of Ben Whittaker? And then I'll give my thoughts. Can he become world champion? Ryan Elliott asks, who has the best hands at Boxing News? Obviously, I'm not one to tell tales at the gym, but I've sparred members of staff. People were there to witness. I'm happy with how those spars went. Say no more on that. Do we think a win here puts Jaron Ennis into the pound for pound list? That's been something I've seen people debating this week. For me, no. I know it's harsh because he's a 2-weight unified champion, but I guess people would say Danny Gilfillan was the sort of second best welterweight in the world, but who had he ever really beat? Like Butayev, probably his best win. Zayas, similar sort of points, albeit a better fighter, I think, than Danny Gilfillan. For me, he'd be between 10 and 12. I don't think he breaks into that top 10. Well, the commentators have just said that Jahi Tucker's in a handy lead, so Ignore my nonsense. Still yet to find one person picking Zayas to win. Sorry, we had one person who picked him because he was Puerto Rican. If anyone has any more than that, anything, no disrespect, slightly more technical, please get it in. Zayas should be Boots' real test because he isn't afraid of it. I mean, it's easy not being afraid till you're in there with him. I think he will come to win, and I think he does believe he'll win, but I don't know. I just have the feeling that it might be a bit of a rude awakening for him once Boots starts to get close to him, lets those hands go, starts tasting the power. I wouldn't mind seeing Zayas win. I think you could make a case it's better for boxing that Zayas win. I think he's maybe got the upside in terms of a star, Puerto Rican fan base maybe, but you know, Boots has got it in to be a star as well. Cedric, if you're still in the chat, what do you make of France's World Cup hopes? I think you're going to win it. I personally think France will win the World Cup. I've not seen anything from any other team to make me change my mind. I think that attack, that midfield, hard to work with. Anyone see the Canelo fight postponed? Now that was going to be a date clash with the proposed Conor Ben Ryan Garcia fight, which would make you think that the legal issues they were having around that fight are close to being resolved and we could get an announcement soon. I can't think of any other reason they would postpone a fight so far out. So I reckon next week we're going to see Conor Ben Ryan Garcia announced. Which, for all their previous transgressions, one of the biggest fights in the sport. I still don't know if Conor Ben can make 147 properly, to be honest with you. Get the likes in, folks. Come on, we can do better than that in the likes. France all the way. Dembele is him, mate. Dembele is him. Mbappe is him. Doué is him. You got loads of hims. I think these will be tough to stop. How are you feeling, Cedric? We got a few hours to go yet, still a couple hours. You reckon you're going to last to the main event? You're going to make it? Look at Bob Arum there, man. Still loves the game, doesn't he, Bob? What is he, 92? You know, at what point do you just say, I'm going to go and have a beer and a cigar on a beach somewhere? Don King as well, 91, 92. Weight problems could be a big issue second half of the fight tonight. Hope Zayas is at 100%. That's the thing, man. A lot of strong rumours, wasn't there, about his weight cut. And don't know if you were in the chat earlier when I was talking about it. He didn't do much media this week. We didn't really see how he looked at the actual weigh-in because obviously the one that they broadcast is ceremonial and takes place a lot later in the day, so you don't get a true reflection of how the fighter looks at the weight. Yeah, I mean, if you're weight drained against what we assume will be a fully firing Jaron Ennis, then it makes an already tough task a really, 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 really tough task. Hopefully that's not the case. I mean, we don't want to see Zayas in there as a shell of himself, and you hear that being brought up post-fight. We want both men at their best. I mean, 154 can't be an easy cut for Boots, but probably feels like a different man compared to when he was making 147, especially with that rehydration clause with the IBF. For a guy his size. How do we think a fight between Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz would play out? Obviously, that was the one we were all hoping was going to land on this date or around this time. Now, we're happy with Boots Zayas, of course we are, but Virgil against Boots was the fight that I think all boxing fans wanted, and one that we thought maybe could see Boots tested. How do we think that plays out? Cedric asks, thoughts on middleweight? Looks thin. Both men could have success up there in the future. 100%, without a doubt. Both definitely have the frame to go up to middleweight, and as you say, especially with Janabek, and I mean, I don't know how long has he even been properly banned, but take him aside, Adamez has announced he's moved up, I think. I'm fairly sure, or that he was going to. Middleweight's weak as water right now, and I think both Boots and Zayas are capable of becoming world champion at 160, but certainly Boots, it's all there for someone to come and take that division. I think he'll cook Virgil, to be honest, says Kurimitsu. Quite possibly. I think I would pick him to win that fight. I think so. We'll know more from tonight, won't we? This is his first real fight at 154. We saw Virgil have a couple of... Madrimov was a good performance, but Boachuk, a lot of people thought he lost that fight. You look at what Boachuk's done since. Is that maybe a chink in the armour, a concern? We've certainly not seen someone come that close to beating Boots, that's for sure. Jai Tucker looks like he's on the way to a really big win here against Cedeno. What do we make of these Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney talks? I mean, long way to go from the fight happening. Tank's got a host of things to be worrying about, but I mean, if that fight was to happen at 144, surely you'd have to favour Haney, right? I mean, if that fight was at lightweight a few years ago, then yeah, Tank, but up close to welterweight, surely Haney would be too big for Tank, especially if it was first fight back after all that inactivity, the shaky performance against Lamont Roach. Surely you got to favour Haney in that one, right? Anyone pick Tank? If we have any new viewers in here, make sure to get those Boot Zayas predictions. I want to hear everything. I want to hear who wins. I want to hear why. We are really on the hunt for people picking Xander Zayas here. They've been few and far between. Cedric says, no idea what tank we would get at this point. Haney's big as well. 100%. Much bigger man than Gervonta Davis, particularly up at, 140 and above. By all accounts, they're talking about a 144 catch weight. And you wonder how much his tank's hardened at this stage. And Devin Haney's been, say what you want about him. Guy's been a consummate professional his whole career. And I mean, you would think Tank would come back with an easier test than that, surely. Tank Loma, that's a fight I'd like to see. That's one that sort of got away from us over the last 5 to 10 years. That's an even size matchup, guys who've had a long time out of the ring. That's the one I'd want to see, Gervonta Davis, Lomachenko. That's a tough one to pick actually at this stage. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Jai Tucker has everyone watching this. He nearly gave him the F5. He nearly gave him the Brock Lesnar F5. That's got to be a point. Wow, that was crazy. Tucker doing a lot of holding. Last round, Cedeno needs to go for it. Oh, good body shot. As Luke Littler watches on. Oh. What do you make of Broner back in the spotlight? I don't think he will ever fight again, but everyone talking about him again. Adrian Broner. I think he will have a fight of sorts, more likely to be like a Misfits crossover type fight, because the money on offer, Broner needs money. He's made no secret of that himself, and the money on offer for a fight for him at this stage, because as you say, his profile, I mean, maybe not in boxing circles, but amongst non-boxing fans, his profile's probably never been higher. But like, is this gonna get Adrian Broner back on the straight and narrow and back in some big fights in the world of actual boxing? No. Like, I don't know if this money to the streaming is a good thing for him, because he's getting money because, I mean, if we're gonna call it right, because he's getting drunk and at times making a fool of himself. So that's what people want to see, and that's what's gonna, continue to bring his views up. So I think he'll have a fight. I could see him maybe fighting Dean the Great, the kid he does the content with. They could have some sort of fake beef, and I know that Dean the Great's had a few fights, and I don't know, Aiden Ross could put that on. But I mean, you wouldn't think that the Adrian Broner story has a particularly happy ending, would you? Final prediction for Ben Whittaker fight. I'll go Whittaker on points. I think Rivera will know enough to survive the early rounds, and I think it could get interesting in the second half. I think Rivera's 35, is he? Been out of the ring a long time, which is obviously a concern. But he looks in really good shape, not a pick of fat on him, and I think if he can make it past those first 3-4 rounds, He's a decent body puncher. Maybe slow Whittaker down. I think he could make it interesting, but ultimately I think Whittaker will win on points. Anyone seeing the upset in that one? I mean, that really would be a disaster if Whittaker was to lose again here. American debut. That would not be good. Close enough fight here. You think Jai Tucker's probably done enough. I mean, that's judging off mainly what the commentators have saying, to be honest. I've been in and out. Excuse my coughing. Ben Whittaker up next, of course. Looking forward to it. I don't think it'll be a rollover job. No way. Right, you'd think Tucker would get enough here. Who's gonna get it? Oh, draw. Tucker. Oh, there you go. Cedric says, wonder how they match Whittaker if he wins. Not much between where he is and the top guys. That's the thing at light heavyweight, man. That's why I think he'll definitely win a world title, because Beterbiev in his 40s. Bivol won't be around for much longer. Benavidez is even going to fight at light heavyweight again. So you get past Rivera, maybe like a Buatsi, Anthony Yard, and then he's basically there, isn't he? And could he capitalise on what might end up being a weak light heavyweight division and sort of establishing himself as the top dog? You know, if they match him right, it could definitely happen. And you know, there's not much left between where he is and the top guys. You're right, Cedric, but he's 29. You know, I know he's seen as a prospect, but he's not a young fighter, so he should be thereabouts, really. But we need to see him in another test, I think. People are always going to have those question marks over that first Liam Cameron fight until we see him in that position again and come through it. You know, maybe tonight will show that and illustrate, you know, those questions sort of weren't founded. But he's not far away, you're right. Who would we like to see him fight in the UK back end of this year if he gets past Rivera? I think Yard. I've got no real interest in like a Craig Richards or a Dan Aziz, to be honest. That's not a big fight. But Yard won a lot of money. I mean, I would say Buatsi, but it sounds like Buatsi Smith too could end up happening. If Whittaker goes in and, you know, blows Rivera away the way he did Gavazzi and Suarez, that's a big statement, I think. I know Rivera's, like, the Badu Jack fight probably flatters him slightly, but he's clearly a very competent fighter. He's a a whole lot better than the last two opponents Whittaker's had. Run up the likes, folks. Need more likes than this. Come on. Any more predictions? Anyone in here who thinks Xander Zayas is going to shock the world against Boots Ennis? I don't think so. Most of the chat doesn't think so. I heard Usyk vacated his belts because he heard Big Mike was made mandatory challenger. Now, who is the Big Mike you're referring to, Hans Tournament? I think I've got a feeling I know who it is. But let us know. What do we think of Usyk vacating his belts? I mean, fair play to him. He's freed up the division for the guys coming through. I would have liked to seen that Cabell fight. But, you know, Cabell won't be complaining. He's been made full world champion, hasn't he? It's going to be the Rico rematch, innit? And you'd fancy Usyk even if he's not the fighter he once was to right those wrongs, you would think. How would Cabell Usyk have played out? There's an interesting one. I think Cabell would have stopped Usyk. I think he looked well off it in that Verhoeven fight. Cabell, ferocious body puncher. Usyk, I think maybe the weakness to the body is slightly overstated, but he clearly doesn't love it down there. And I think, yeah, I think Cabell maybe at this stage would have got to him. But let us know your thoughts. Half two, and we've got 1, 2, 3 fights left. It's not going to be a fun Sunday. Yeah, it was a good fight that between Tucker and Cedeno. Fiercely competitive. Who would you like to see Whittaker in with next if he gets past Rivera? I'm telling you, man, for me, Anthony Yard. I want to see that fight. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing the Zach Chelly fight. I think the build-up for that would be entertaining. Zach Chelly's an interesting character, as is his dad. I think they would try and ruffle Whittaker's feathers at the press conference. Obviously, he beat David Morrell, so you know he's thereabouts. On a serious note, you got Whittaker, Vargas and Boots all to win by stoppage. 13-2 on TalkSport bet. £130 gets back just over £1,000. Not a bad bet. Boots, yes. Whittaker, I could definitely see. Vargas, I'm torn whether I think he'll get the stoppage. Just he's fought a couple of guys recently as he stepped up the levels who are a bit more accomplished. They're not sort of there to roll over, and he's gone late or he hasn't gone the stoppage. And this Bryce Mills kid got a very good record. His only defeat, he wasn't stopped. It's a really tough one to call. Obviously you'd make Vargas the big favourite, but 13-2, just over £1,000 back, not to be sniffed at. Definitely not. My treble had Cedeno in it, so I'm beat already, Hans, so you're doing better than me. Cedric says Hutchinson for Whittaker. I would love to see that fight. Willie Hutchinson, man, is such a talented boxer when he puts it all together, and I think he would give Whittaker plenty to worry about, plenty to think about. But he's with Queensbury, he's the other side of the street. Is Eddie Hearn going to put Ben Whittaker in with Willie Hutchinson for, let's be honest, not a lot of money, not a huge fight commercially? I don't think so, but Cedric, that's a great shout. Hutchinson's the fight I would like to see, but I don't think it's going to happen. Honestly, excuse my coughing tonight, folks. Anyone else got any bets on? We do not condone gambling, obviously. Please gamble responsibly. But what have we got on? Come on. As I say, I had Sedeno in my treble, so we're on the back foot. That is for sure. We are on the back foot. I've not won a bet in the boxing for loving their money for feels like an eternity. On a bad streak, folks. On a bad streak. What do we think of the AJ Fury soap opera? Is Dana White going to end up promoting that? I mean, I think it looks like he is, doesn't it? Eddie's not shooting it down the way he was a few weeks ago. He said, well, it would have to be renegotiated, so I think he might end up promoting it. I mean, surely that would be an L for Eddie. And thankfully we know we won't be watching this ringside in the Barclays Centre, but surely that would be a big L. You just know all the clips would be brought up again. But it sounds like Dana's going to promote it. Does he need to, though? Six promoters and 2 fighters in the face-off. Yeah, 100%. So you'd have what? Frank Warren, Spencer Brown, Dirk Yellowshake, Eddie Hearn, Dana. Yeah, you're right. What a world. Tell you what though, it is an absolute joke if that fight ends up in America. AJ and Fury, what? Multi-millionaires, probably worth close to 200-300 million each. Like, obviously because of what they've done in their career, but it's been British fans who've lined their pockets, waited for this fight for close to a decade. And for it to be shipped over from America, I think would be an absolute disgrace. But again, like the Dana White promoting it, sounds like that might be what's happening. This sport, man, just when you think it gets, I don't know, we find a new one. Oh, God. 6 promoters and 2 fighters in the face-off, that tickled me. Who do we think wins that? I do think Fury might be that bit less done compared to where AJ is. Like, people talk about what the Ruiz fight did to AJ. What's that Dubois fight done to him? Like, the only fight he's had since there was the run around with Jake Paul, and, you know, Dubois put a beating on him. And Dubois couldn't put Hrgovic down, couldn't put Wardley down, couldn't put Miller down. All got good chins, but, you know, AJ was he on the deck, what, 4 times in that fight? 5 times? I know Fury's not a puncher, but in terms of, you know, being gun shy, you know, did he look a bit gun shy against Jake Paul? You could argue it. He was definitely shaking off something in that fight. against whatever level Jake Paul is, and you know Fury like didn't look great against Makhmudov, but if Fury was completely finished, Makhmudov would have beat him. Obviously, they're both washed up. Partridge too. Partridge. Someone, you know, Hatman Strikes Back fan in the channel. Luke Partridge. The fight doesn't do much for me anymore. Tired of the wait after all these years. I see where you're coming from. Like, what would this fight have been in terms of an event, in terms of, you know, cars would have stopped in the streets for this fight in Britain 4 or 5 years ago. It's not that now. People will still watch it, it'll still do huge business, but it's not the fight it would have been. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. Mayor Baltimore, how many till main event? So we got the Ben Whittaker fight, which I guess is going to start in 5 minutes. We got Emiliano Vargas, and then we got Boots. And you got Boots tonight. I certainly do. I struggle to see any other outcome. I think Boots will stop him somewhere around the mid-rounds. I think, you know, fair play to Xander Zayas taking this fight at 23 years of age, but this is such a big step up. He's never going to have been hit the way Boots is going to hit him. I think he could make it tricky and awkward for a few rounds. Zayas, very good boxer, can move, good feet, good jab. We've seen Boots struggle a bit with movers, but at 154, not having to adhere to the rehydration clause that he was as welterweight champion with the IBF. Yeah, I got a feeling we're going to see a bit of a demolition job, actually. What are you saying, Mayor Baltimore? I'm guessing you got Boots as well. Talk to me. 44 people, not bad. Get the likes in, folks. Let's get the likes in. Come on. Get the likes in. Yeah, the likes in. Only 5 likes. We can do better than that. 44 is in here. It's nearly 3 AM in the UK for 5 likes. Come on. You know, the one thing the Zuffa boxing shows have got right is the pacing. You know, we've had waffle after the fight, we've got more waffle here, there's more ad runs, more VTs, like just get on with it. This puts the casual fan off. I'm guessing everyone in here is a hardcore fan, so we'll sit here, we'll watch the fights. But if you're an average sports fan, say you're over in America when you've got other sports that you could be watching, and you're just watching half an hour, 40 minutes of people talking about nothing, promoting fights that aren't on this card. That's what puts people off. Mayor Baltimore, 6 promoter, so all 6 turkeys, puppets and all, and word, I agree, bets Boots, KO, TKO. Yeah, just over even money. I like that. I like that bet. Hands tournament, Boots is 100 to 1 to win in the first 2. No way. 100 to 1 in the first 2 rounds. What bookmaker is that with hands? Let me see. That can't be right. If so, might have to get on it. Just having a look at 18 to 1. I'm seeing Zayas at 100 to 1 to win in the first 2 rounds. But if you can show me somewhere, yeah, talks maybe. Wow, it's big price, big price. Right, I thought Whittaker was in the ring there, but no, that was him getting into the ring for a previous fight. So we are still waiting. We still wait. Yeah, as I say, the Zuffa shows, the pacing is one thing that is so much better than this. What do we think of Zuffa shows? Have we watched many of them? The only one I saw in its entirety was the Chris Smith one. I was there, and it was very different feel to it, but the pacing was very good. Over under 10.5. What you think? I think Book drops him. Oh, we don't need that. We do not need all of that. You need to get out of here, mate. We don't want that spam. PPVHD. No, we don't want that. Mayor Baltimore, over under 10.5. What you think? Boots drops him with 5, stops him by 7. I agree with you, mate. I don't think it'll see 10, 11, 12. Could do. Like, I'm no oracle, but I think between, could be as early as 4. Would be surprised if it was later than 8, 9. Is that the over unders 10.5? Well. Andy Lee's got Whittaker sitting down on his punches. Yeah, but against what? Liam Cameron should have done that in the first place. And look at what's happened to Liam Cameron since. Got stopped by Brad Ray in very emphatic fashion. Gavazi, I mean, mate, when you see a fighter come over from Germany with an unbeaten record, be wary. Be very wary. I know Prenga's Albanian, boxed a lot in Germany. You go watch some of those fights. I mean, I don't want to get sued here, but those records are very flattering. And then Suarez was a good fighter in his day. Gave Lyndon Arthur plenty to think about, but had been softened up, stopped early a couple of times. But Andy Lee does get his fighters punching harder, and Whittaker probably is punching harder with him. But as I say, we're about to see. Looks like we're finally going to get Whittaker Rivera here. If he goes in here and takes Rivera out in a handful of rounds, I will be impressed. 100%. Yeah, 10.5 just to the over, surprisingly. Interesting. Philly Irish Drew Boots in between rounds 7 to 9. Could definitely see that. Could also see slightly earlier. Any Zayas backers in? Come on, I know there's a couple of years out here. Don't be shy. Come on. Don't be scared. Think of the gloating you'll be able to do if you pick the underdog. Get it right, we'll all look so silly. Yeah, this Rivera Popeye get up. Not sure. Not sure about it. Is there some backstory to this Popeye stuff that I don't get? I mean, fair play to him, doing something different, but not sure. Is everyone watching Whittaker? Anyone? We got a few people in stateside. What do we think of Ben Whittaker? What's the perception of Ben Whittaker over in America? Obviously, amongst hardcore boxing fans, I'm guessing he's not a name to anyone other than that. But what do people think of Ben Whittaker? Mayor Baltimore? No. We're not going to read out nasty comments like that. He's just doing his job. Just doing his job. Yeah, this Popeye gimmick. Not sure. Right, what are we saying here? Whittaker early? I don't think so. I think points and could be tricky. Hands tournament. He fought Badu Jack to a close fight, but he was washed up at the time. Definitely well past his best in that fight, Badu Jack. However, did go on to stop Ayunga Makabu after that, but then Ayunga Makabu was probably also washed up. So, yeah, you're right. What age would Badu Jack have been when Rivera thought him? 38, 39? I mean, you're not in complete corpse territory, but what, he would have been on his best, what, 2015, 16? So it's definitely not a prime Badu Jack. He's ran close, was it? Far from it. Who's that walking Whittaker out? Fivio Foreign. Not much of a rap fan. 40s. Yeah. Does anyone else think, like, I get why they do it and I don't oppose it, but when they get rapped out or an artist walks out, a boxer, it never actually sounds that good on TV. It always sounds like a bit timing's off and just a bit rubbish. Like, does this sound good? Hans Tournament says Whittaker within 6 rounds. I'd be impressed. I mean, as I was saying earlier, the inactivity for Rivera is a concern at his age, but came in good nick. I wonder will we see any of the showboating? We haven't seen any of the showboating recently, have we really? I wonder, is that an Andy Lee thing? Is that, I don't know, maybe the backlash? But we don't see as much of it. I don't mind the showboating, man. This day and age, we need as much eyeballs on boxing as possible, and you know, those edits of Whittaker went mega viral. Cedric says Crawford had the right idea, just having Eminem walk with him always sounds bad on TV. I think so. I think it sounds rubbish on the TV. I've been to a couple of shows and people have had artists walk them out, and it does sound better than it sounds on the TV, but it doesn't come across well. Get the likes in, folks. How many are we on now? Come on, run up the likes. Get it pushed up in the algo. 8 likes, a couple more, we get to 10. 10 likes is not a big ask. Come on. It's silly walking out with rappers, though. I remember Jones Jr. came out. That was, you mean, Roy Jones Jr. rapping himself out is unreal. You can't argue with that. I mean, Roy Jones Jr. good, I think. I mean, as a rapper. Not that he wasn't good as a boxer, but Can't Be Touched is a banging tune. No doubt about that. So if you're going to rap yourself out and come out and fold some fella like a deck chair, what can you say? Who can talk to you? Right, so Whittaker's about to start. It's 10-3. If this goes late and Vargas goes late, it's going to be after 5 AM for the main event. Deary me. Deary me, folks. I actually hope Whittaker gets an early stoppage here. But they'll drag it out anyway. So even if he stops in a round or goes the distance, it won't change the start time because they'll drag it on anyway. Hans Tournament, that's when he was Jones too, 100%. If Jones had retired after beating John Reeves for the heavyweight world title, where would he be considered in the all-time great list? I mean, it shouldn't. Well, should it? Maybe it shouldn't affect your legacy, but it no doubt does. And the fact he was still having fights and professional fights in 2015, that tarnishes how people view him. But where would he be ranked if he had got out of Dodge after that Reeves fight at heavyweight? Gotta be top 10 all time at least. Surely, I mean, am I exposing myself as a casual there? Mate, these spammers, you are not welcome here. We don't care about your shit stream. Excuse my language. Go away. You're gone. You're out of here. You don't want you here, mate. Alongside Robinson. I mean, I wouldn't want to speak out of position. I'm not the biggest historian, but that's high praise, Hans Tournament. Right, Whittaker about to get going here. What are we saying? Here we go. Are we going to see any of the showboating? I would like to see some of the showboating. Good body shot from Whittaker. Rivera's had to shake that off. I don't think we're going to see any of the show but tonight from Whittaker. Looks focused on the job in hand. Fast start here. Yeah, gone for the body. Wonder did Rivera struggle making the weight? Obviously first time fighting in so long. Like Rivera's a decent size light heavyweight, but look how tall and long Whittaker is for that weight. Whittaker sharp, definitely. But it's a fast start. It's sharp but fast. You'd imagine Andy Lee maybe just tell him to slow it down a bit. Toronto, where can I watch the fight for free? Couldn't tell you, mate. Can't be divulging that information. I've got it in the DAZN Ultimate Pass. Hope no one judges me for that. Hey guys, I'm Japanese. Welcome! I don't know what to call you because I don't speak Japanese, but you're more than welcome. What do you think, our Japanese friend, of a fight between Inoue and Bam? Who you got? Fafetta Lugovi says Ennis fire. Yeah, 99% of people on the live tonight have been picking Boots. I'm picking Boots. I'm picking Boots by stoppage. Talk to me, Fafita. Why are you backing Boots? You think he gets it done inside the distance? Let us know. Sorry, I'm broke. It's all good, man. I've been there many times myself. I would never admit to watching illegal streams, of course, but you know sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And yep, I'm from Derry in Ireland, but I live in Manchester. Oh, Rivera down. Sorry, Rivera down. Claiming back of the head. Didn't get a look. Was looking at the chat, but Rivera down. Let's get a replay of this. Our Japanese friend is an Ennis fan. You hope for an Ennis victory. I think it'll be a good night for you. I think you'll get it done. Toro, you're Puerto Rican, but you're afraid for your boy. It's a tough ask. It's a big ask for your boy. Fair play to him for taking it. You know, not many 23-year-olds who have just become unified world champion would take a voluntary defense against Jaron Ennis. So fair play to Zayas, man. Proper Puerto Rican warrior. Tell me, Toro, how big a deal is Ennis amongst Puerto Rican people? Is he on track to reaching those Cotto levels as a star, as like a national icon? Was that back of the head? Nah, back of the head. That was back of the head, folks. Back of the head, Whittaker knocked down. Not entirely his fault. Rivera did duck into it slightly, but more balanced. I don't think Rivera's too badly hurt. He's done again? That knocked down? You know what? The people who said early Whittaker stoppage, Rivera's hurt, Rivera's hurt. This ain't gonna go much longer. Bet Rivera's hurt. Oh, the ref stopped it. There we go. Ben Whittaker, round 2 KO over the previously never stopped Richard Rivera. Rivera not happy with the stoppage. His legs did not look good. Rivera really not happy with the stoppage here. And tournament, great start for you, mate. Bet is looking good. Toro Invierte says Zayas is very loved by Puerto Ricans. He is super humble. People love him. Still needs to do more to become a massive legend like Kudo or Tito, but is loved for sure. Yeah, I interviewed Zayas not that long ago. Really nice guy. Absolutely would agree with that. Very humble guy. Very nice kid. Yeah, great start for your bet. Hands. Let's have a look at this stoppage again. Oh, lovely left hook. Walked him onto it. Pivoted away. Rivera, he fell over the front foot a couple of times in the first round too. Great shot. The matchmakers, they must have knew something here. Great shot. Don't know, I would have liked to see Rivera give him a chance. I mean, by all probability, Whittaker's going to go in and clean him out. That's likely what would have happened, but would have liked to see him give it a chance. You know, he's not a journeyman. He's, you know, coming to win. Hands tournament. Watched Zayas' last fight today. Fast feet, good movement, but very slow hands. Yeah, he's not explosive, is he, with the hand speed? Definitely not, but good rhythmic work with the hands. He does throw combinations, as you say. They're not blistering, but everything's thrown correctly. And we've got more of these clowns. Goodbye. There you go, you're gone. Very well schooled, but yeah, he's not explosive with the single shots, and the combinations aren't like, they're not rapid, are they? Yeah, statement win for Ben Whittaker, folks. That's for sure. Keep the likes coming in, folks. If you've not liked, if you're enjoying the watch along, if you're enjoying the conversation, be sure to give a like. It helps drive it up. So just steady between the 30s and 40s now, which is good. We were in around 10-15 earlier, which, you know, I'm happy to talk to anyone, but hopefully that means I could be in for a slightly earlier night, although I get the feeling it won't make a jot of difference, unfortunately. Emiliano Vargas up next. Looking forward to watching this kid. Lot of hype. Saw him and Ryan Garcia going back and forth. Ryan went in on him. Could be a big fight down the line. See what Whittaker's got to say. Crowd seem to take the Whittaker, yeah. I think that edit from the Khalid Gradia fight, the viral one, went big in America. He got a lot of love from American fighters. I guess they're more receptive to the showboating, I'm cringe saying this word, the swag. I mean, UK, I think, were maybe a bit more hard-nosed. Don't really like people coming out of their shells much. So I think it's you're right, he has been well received. But I'm not too surprised by that. Hans Tournament says Ryan Garcia is garbage. He's a misfit level fighter. Ah, come on. It's just not true though, is it? I mean, he stopped Luke Campbell, who was, albeit past his best, Olympic gold medalist. Mario Barrios was a world champion, gave Tank a good fight. Oscar Duarte, many people saying is one of the top fighters at 140. Ryan Garcia stopped him. Is he elite? I don't think so, but you know, a misfits level fighter, come on. Who do we think wins Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn? What do you think of Conor Benn, Hans? If Ryan Garcia is a misfits level fighter, what level is Conor Benn in your opinion? Oh. Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn, talk to me, people. What do we think? Weight bullied Campbell. Never won a round against Tank, who's also overrated, and Barrios robbed a 50-year-old Pac-Man who hadn't fought in years. Alright, some good points there. I would counteract slightly that. What was I going to say? Ryan Garcia was weight drained himself against Tank. You're right though. There are asterisks there. I just don't think. I think he's not elite, but you know he's a world level fighter. He's world level fighter offensively when he's on it. The Rolando Romero performance was very, very poor. For sure. He beats Ben, yeah. I mean, I think so. It depends. If he turns up at the races, he beats him. But if it's the Ryan Garcia that turned up against Rolly Romero, then I think Conor Benn would beat that version of Ryan Garcia. But the best version of Ryan Garcia, you wouldn't have thought so. God. Keep the comments coming in. It was interesting that it was the Canelo fight that's rescheduled, if it is because of that date clash. I mean, I can't imagine that being an easy conversation to have with Canelo. Yeah, mate, you gotta reschedule your fight. Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia are fighting. Bigger fight, though, I think, than Canelo and Billy. Romero, another one-dimensional fighter. Yeah. When it comes to Rolly Romero, I've just not been able to get that fight with Ismael Barroso out of my head. He was losing every second of that fight to an Ismael Barroso who was, what was he, 40? Must have been 40, if not very close to it. And then got an absolute gift stoppage, the worst stoppage I've ever seen. And I remember because it was a stoppage that actually won my accumulator.
So I was always grateful to. Was it Tony Weeks? Was he reffing that? Cedric says Rolly Lopez seems to be the rumour. Yeah, that's right. A lot of people saying that. You'd make Teofimo Lopez a favourite there, surely. I mean, Teo's another one you don't know what you're going to get, but surely he'd be too athletic and sharp for Rolly Romero, you would think. I mean, Rolly can box a bit, but Shakur Stevenson, he is not. Excuse my coughing again, folks. Canelo, a C-level fighter. Do you mean a C-level fighter now, or he was never more than a C-level fighter, Hans Tournament? Because to say he's never been more than a C-level fighter, come on, surely you're trolling. You gotta be trolling us. I'm guessing you think Billy beats Canelo then, Hans. I could definitely see that. Malik Scott calling for Ben Whittaker to fight Willie Hutchinson. Yes. I'm with it. I'm with it. Always, always a C-level fighter. Come on. Not always a C-level fighter. He's an undisputed world champion. I mean, I guess if you're talking in the list of all-time greats, but not a C-level fighter. Come on. Ugh. But I think he's going to struggle against him, Billy. Billy who? And Billy. And B, whatever you say it. Christian and Billy. Go on, come with the evidence. You came with evidence for Ryan Garcia, I'll give you that. Let's have some evidence why Canelo was always a C-level fighter. Come with the evidence, Hans. I think Canelo's a fantastic fighter in his day, but his day has been dwindling for a while and is now over. I think a year out of the ring, coming in against Christian and Billy, who he'll have been out of the ring for a year as well, but younger, fresher, a lot less miles on the clock. Aggressive, fit, can punch. I think Canelo will get outworked in that fight, and then probably fight Jake Paul. I can see that happening. Why wouldn't he? Make a lot of sense. Keep the likes coming in, folks. Run up those likes. Run up the likes. Enjoying the conversations on the chat. Any topics they want to come in with? Get it going. We've probably got another 45 minutes of chatter between Kate and Malik here before we get a fight. So, any topics welcome. Anything to bridge the forever growing gap between fights on the broadcast. Cedric, #1 chatter. Love it. Toima Hrgovic, perfect next fight for Moses. I think so, Cedric. I think Hrgovic is a name that has a lot of credence over in the UK. You don't need me to go over who he's beat, but David Adelaide, Joe Joyce was giving Dubois plenty of trouble early in that fight. But I think stylistically, he's almost made for Moses. Doesn't have one punch power, which is, I think, a big part of the reason they've selected him, because even if he does catch Moses clean with the right hand, you know, we've never seen Hrgovic put away any fighter of note in one punch. Even Dempsey McKean took him 10, 12 rounds to get to him. So there's not that element of jeopardy. He's very upright. He's not the hardest to hit. He cuts so easily. And I think we maybe, in the David Adelaide fight, saw the first signs that, you know, what was one of the best chins in the heavyweight division is maybe starting to go slightly. Adelaide had him rocking and rolling with that left hook, and I think Moses will just land clean and often, and I would not be surprised if it was a handful of rounds, because Hrgovic won't come like Jermaine Franklin to move and spoil and hold. He's a fast starter. He starts aggressively, and I can just see Moses walking him on to a big left hand, similar to the Dempsey McKean knockout, and I can see him cleaning him out. And if he doesn't clean him out, you'd imagine he'll hit him so often that those cuts will open really quickly. I mean, I don't know how he managed to get cut against Dave Allen, but Dave Allen managed to cut him in that fight. It's one of the most one-sided headline heavyweight fights I've ever seen. I don't even remember Dave Allen landing a punch, and he managed to cut Filip Hrgovic. So the scar tissue in and around his eyes must be an absolute mess. So, like, could it get interesting if the fight goes to the second half? Yes, but I don't see Hrgovic seeing the second half. Oh, we got a poll in the chat. We got a poll. What are your thoughts on a time of Hrgovic, Cedric? Get your votes in the poll, folks. Get the votes in. Anyone here thinking Hrgovic could upset a time? I don't see it personally. "12 likes, I like it, folks."
Watch the thrilling E1 World Championship on DAZN.
Anyone else watching UK side? I know Cedric, I know you're based in London. Hans, I'm guessing by you using the UK odds that you're over here. It's getting late. We're definitely looking at a 5 AM job here, folks. 4:30 minimum. And I mean, the older you get, the more they take out of you. You know, I'm getting close to 30, and these late nights to watch the US shows, they are truly brutal. Okay, he lost to Lara, Trout and Cotto. He did not lose to Trout or Cotto. Weight bullied Khan. I mean, Khan took that fight at that weight. Waited till Golovkin. I agree, he waited out Golovkin. Handpicked Rocky Fielding. Rocky Fielding had a title. Kovalev. You know what? Kovalev was on the decline, no doubt about it. But he beat Anthony Yard, and he was stepping up to light heavyweight. Struggled with Ryder and Munguia. He won those fights convincingly. He won almost every round of both of them. He dropped Munguia. He probably lost 3 rounds between those 2 fights. And you're not factoring in beat and retired Billy Joe Saunders. beat Callum Smith, who was the Ring Magazine champion at super middleweight, without losing a round. Caleb Plant stopped him. David Benavidez couldn't stop Caleb Plant. I'm not some Canelo fanboy. I think there are holes in his resume you can pick, definitely, and you have picked out a few of them, but C-level fighter, come on. Toro Invierte says, excited for Conor returns. Do you mean Conor McGregor? I mean, I'm not much of an MMA fan, but I mean, I'll watch it. There's more of a circus, more of a spectacle for McGregor coming back. Like, you can imagine how big a star he was in Ireland when he was on that rise, when he fought Jose Aldo and Eddie Alvarez around those times. I don't think the hype will be the same as that, but it'll be a big event. I'll watch it. I think he'll get beat though. You mean you can't have the time out of the octagon that he's had, the surgeries, the injuries, and the way he's been living. He's not been living a clean life for the last 5 years, McGregor. So, you know, what's he going to have left? Mystic Mac. So Chris Mannix is reporting here that Virgil Ortiz is finalising a deal to return to Golden Boy. So it looks like the legal troubles that stopped him fighting Boots, that looked like they were gonna, you know, write off the rest of his year, are close to coming to an end, which is fantastic news. We don't want to see his career held up. We want to see him in these big fights in one of the best divisions in boxing. We want to see him in with the winner of this fight tonight, Jaron Ennis and Xander Zayas. So that's good news. Sounds like Virgil Ortiz's issues are close to being resolved. Who do we want to see Virgil Ortiz in with? Now, you would imagine he's not going to go straight in with the winner of this. Who's a good comeback fight for Virgil Ortiz? I wouldn't be opposed to a Abbas Barral as a comeback fight. Toro Inverte says, I was a great fan back then. Now I feel bad for what his career has become, but I will still watch. I am the exact same as you. Was a big Conor McGregor fan when I was a teenager, but it's very sad what he's become. Very, very sad indeed. The pitfalls of fame, money and success. Classic case. He went off the rails, didn't he? Complete mess. Seems they've sorted himself out now, by all accounts. Billy Joe Saunders, he was struggling with him till the stoppage, lost nearly every round against Bivol. Munguia was flattened by Shiraz in his next fight, and Anthony Yarde, you say. Now, a few things there. You'd say he was struggling with him. It was a competitive fight. It's bad style for Canelo. And he made him quit in the corner. He broke his face. Lost nearly every round against Bivol. Bivol's a world-class, fully fledged light heavyweight. Munguia was flattened by Shiraz in his next fight. So I think you actually mean Berlanga there. Munguia wasn't flattened by Shiraz in his next fight. Never fought Hamza Shiraz. And Anthony Yarde, you say. I'm not saying Anthony Yarde's an elite level fighter, but Kovalev beat him, stopped him, won all bar one round in that fight. So like, Kovalev still had something left. He wasn't shot to bits, because if he was shot to bits, Anthony Yarde would have beat him. Yeah, someone here mentioned Teo against Rolly. Teo's on the broadcast here. Sounds like it's close to a done deal. Teo up at 147. How do we think he'll get on? I think just because he lost to Shakur, man. I think he'll beat Rolly. I think he'd beat Liam Paro. He and he beat, tough fight for him. Garcia, tough fight to call. Keep the comments coming, folks. Any topic you want. Doesn't have to be about Boots Ennis, doesn't have to be about Canelo. Me and Hans are going back and forth about Canelo, but we can talk about anything. We've been talking about some MMA, some Conor McGregor. When is that? Is it a couple of weeks? McGregor's fighting. I feel like the hype would be a bit bigger. I feel like it's crazy, crazy hype. But I guess it'll build on fight week. I like Teo, man. I know he's said some wild stuff over the years, but I don't know. He's just like a child, isn't he? A big child. Hans tournament broke his face. I'll admit, nice comeback. No, there's definitely credence in some of what you say. Like, there's definitely holes you can pick in Canelo's resume, but there's also some really good bits on there too. Yeah, there was bits and pieces cherry picking, but Mayweather cherry picked. That's what happens when you're the face in boxing and you can call the shots. Oh, they're back. You're gone. You're gone. McGregor, you say cocaine's a hell of a drug. It certainly is. And careful what I say here. It looks like Conor McGregor knew that more than all of us. 54 people, 54 viewers. Great to have you all. Leave a like. Any new viewers, Boots or Zayas? We've not found many people all night giving Zayas too much of a shot here. I personally struggle to see him winning the fight. I think Jaron Ennis will win the fight by stoppage. But let me know if you think Zayas can do it. Antonio Vargas about to start here. Dwayne Johnson, what's up, fella? Are you going to show the fight? No, that would get the YouTube channel shut down. This is just a watch along. Dwayne, you can watch the fight on DAZN via the Ultimate Pass if you don't fancy paying for it. I'm sure there's other ways you can watch it, but we will not be discussing that here. But stay along for the watch along. Cedric, I did not expect The Rock to be here. I know. Is your name genuinely Dwayne Johnson, Dwayne? I'm sorry if it is and you get that all the time. Look at it, we got The Rock in here. These are the names we attract to the Boxing News watch-alongs. Damn, okay, dude. Thank you. All the best, Dwayne, in your hunt to find somewhere to watch the fight. Plenty of places, but none as crisp and as good as the DAZN Ultimate Pass. I was born with that name. A blessing or a curse, Dwayne, would you say? Who you backing, Dwayne? Boots or Zayas? Oh. I can only apologise for the chat, Dwayne. Very good, Cedric. Very good. Very good. Who's that walking Emiliano Vargas? Post Malone? That's not Post Malone. New York. Anyone stateside, anyone who's watched maybe a bit more of Emiliano Vargas than me, talk to me. Is he the real deal? I've only saw very, very brief highlights of him. By all accounts, this is going to be a decent test for him, but let me know, is he the real deal? Obviously got a lot of hype. Or what are we saying, chat? Is he the real deal? Yes, yes, we're all very funny in the chat tonight. We're all very funny. Looking forward to watching Vargas here. I mean, as much as you can be looking forward to watching boxing at 3:30 in the morning. So I'm guessing, is that a New York Knicks theme top he's wearing? Don't follow American sport at all apart from boxing. Vargas within 8 rounds maximum. Let's see. Be a good statement. Kid's never been stopped. Bryce Mills. Let's see. I mean, what 2 belts could Emiliano Vargas possibly have won already? NABF Junior. Cedric asks, what do you think of WBC Suleiman throwing his toys out the pram at Usyk? Sort of, I don't know, man. It's kind of funny. I mean, Suleiman was upset that was the way he found out. I mean, I guess he'll be annoyed that he's missing out in the sanctioning phase of a Usyk fight. He said some weird comments recently, Mauricio. Obviously, did he call Terence Crawford a coward for not rematching Canelo? I mean, I'm definitely someone who supports the sanctioning bodies over what Zuffa are trying to do, but they don't help themselves a lot of the time. But throwing the toys out of the pram is the perfect way to describe it. And, you know, Usyk's one of the most sort of universally loved fighters out there, so he's not going to win himself too many favours, Mauricio, by, you know, carrying on like that. But Big Mike would KO him within 2 rounds. Big Mike. Hans Tournament says, knew his father Jose. Yeah, Jose Suleiman, he was the same. As James Toney said, the WBC stands for Wee B Crooks. I mean, we all speculate what goes on, don't we? I think the one thing that annoys fans about the sanctioning bodies most is the sort of one treatment for certain fighters, different treatment for others. I mean, you look at, you know, Wilder didn't have to fight a mandatory for that WBC title for years and years. Canelo, the same. You know, how long was David Benavidez sitting in that #1 spot? But very different story for other fighters. Usyk is ducking Big Mike. Everyone's ducking Big Mike, it seems, Hans. They don't want that action. Sharp start here from Vargas. Oh. Very fast start here between these two. Couple of young lads. That's what you expect. How's Teo made it ringside that quickly? Any new viewers in here, get the boots. Zayas predictions and Zayas backers, we want to hear from you particularly. Tell me why your man can shock the world, because I don't think he can. I don't think he can. Who do we think used to go fight next? Just on that one, it's got to be the Rico rematch. Surely. It's a big fight. I would love to see that at the Ajax Stadium in Amsterdam. I was there at the Pyramids and great experience, the fight night itself, but wouldn't be in a rush to get back to Egypt, to tell you the truth. Would much prefer a trip to Amsterdam. Who wouldn't? As always, folks, sorry for the coughing. Very inconsiderate. Good action between Vargas and Mills here. Mustn't be too much of a puncher, Vargas, because landed flush on Mills several times there, like on the chin, and didn't really hurt him. Cedric says, has to be Rico, really, not sure what else makes sense. I agree. I saw Dan Raphael reported that Usyk was sort of like Deva's last fight in America, but I mean, Rico Usyk 2 is a big fight. Is it a big fight in America? I don't think that's where the interest for that really is, to be honest. I want to see it, just saying, in Europe, in Ajax Stadium, in Amsterdam. Pack the place out. What an occasion that would be for Usyk's last fight. We'd all fancy him to win the rematch though, right? Surely. Make the adjustments. Wouldn't overlook Rico this time, who wouldn't have the element of surprise. Rico would be better too, of course. I haven't had 11 rounds with Usyk, his second professional boxing match, but surely Usyk would find the adjustments and win conclusively, you would have thought. Crazy how close Rico came to beating him. That would have been bigger than Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, surely. We're going to need older heads in here, maybe provide a bit more historical context on that, but Douglas was a talented fighter. We need boxed world champions. Yeah, Vargas boxing more in a rhythm now. He's never going to be able to keep that pace. Rico for the Zuffa belt. Yeah. Interesting shout. Then who knows next. One thing for sure, he won't retire because he'll get sent to the front line the minute he does. Is that how it works? Yeah, maybe that's why Loma came out of retirement. Hands. Didn't have the stomach for battle. Really good start here between Vargas and Mills. Vargas a bit too sharp at the minute. Douglas was 42-1. Rico wasn't. You don't really see odds like that anymore, though. Really. Usyk was 1-100 on to win that fight. Like, odds can be influenced by a lot of different things. You know, people putting money down, etc., etc. I'm talking about takeaway odds, which odds is obviously a good barometer to use, but this was 100% the best heavyweight in the world. People were calling Usyk a top 5, top 10 heavyweight of all time. And against a 38-year-old kickboxer who had one professional fight, 11 years ago, who didn't even really have a knockout punch, didn't even really have a puncher's chance. I think it would have been bigger. But I know the aura of Mike Tyson around there was way bigger than the sort of aura of Usyk going into the Rico fight. I know a few people have said that Tyson's aura around there was like nothing that had ever been seen before or seen since. Inoue versus Bam, who do you pick? Now, depends on a few things. If that fight happens next and Bam goes straight up from 118, then I would maybe favour Inoue. If Bam has one fight at 122, then fights Inoue, 50-50. If Bam was to have one more fight at 118, one more fight then at 122, and then fight Inoue, I think Bam would beat him. I think Bam's the better fighter, but you know, there's weight classes for a reason. Inoue has filled out properly at super bantamweight. Bam's not even really a bantamweight yet. But I think Bam has the style to beat Inoue if he does have at least one more fight. Ideally 2, but one more, I think he definitely could beat him. Inouye's not what he was. Be that moving up in weight, be that, you know, he's 33, 34. Oh, great shot from Vargas. You know how often do fighters prime and at those lower weights go into the mid to late 30s? Very rarely happens. Bam's getting better and better, although maybe not the best performance in his first fight at 118, but I think I'd pick Bam. What about you, Cedric? What a fight. What an unbelievable fight. Bam easily on point, skills to pay the bills. Don't know about easily, but Bam, I think, is more skillful than Inoue. I would agree with your hands. Those feet, just the feet. Inouye's got great feet too, but the way Bam just pivot. What a fight, though. And what a fight we got tonight. Jaron Ennis, Xander Zayas. Really looking forward to it. The energy has dwindled slightly. It's only natural. It's coming up to 4 a.m. in the morning. I am very, very excited for the fight. It would feel like a big upset to me if Zayas was the win. Mill's starting to get tagged more and more here. How are you feeling about the stoppage here, Hans? I know that's what you need for your bet. "34 people in the live." Cedric says, "I think Inoue should not wait too long if he is going to fight him. He is going from strength to strength." I agree. Oh, what a shot from Vargas. If you're Inoue, you want that fight soon as possible, don't you? Mill's badly hurt here. Could be time for you, Cedric. Sorry, for Hans. Mill's tough kid, throw him back, but he's had enough. Oh. Yeah. Bizarre referee in there, but big win. Emiliano Vargas. Hans, your bet stays alive. The thing is, Cedric, by all accounts Netflix are interested in this fight. I don't think Netflix would be interested in any other fight for Naoya Inoue. And with the Netflix comes a massive payday. So Inoue doesn't really call all the shots here. I mean, he can't just say to Bam that, look, if you're fighting me, it's next. You gotta come straight up. Let's do it in October. Netflix have got influence on this one as well. What do we think Bam's ceiling is? What's the highest weight Bam Rodriguez would win a world title at? Bear in mind he's only what, 25? Just won at bantamweight. Talk about Inoue at 122. Where is the ceiling? We're talking featherweight, super feather. Surely not lightweight. Could not possibly. Lightweight, I think you're getting into the territory of ridiculous. Where do we think Bam's ceiling is in terms of weight? Only 23 in now, but we're having a good time. Are you from Ardoyne, Hans? Wow. Well, hope it comes in for you. Played football a few times in Ardoyne when I was younger. Don't know where his ceiling is, but excited to find out, says Cedric, I'm guessing in reference to Bam. I think anything beyond featherweight would be ridiculous. Like, he's not a big guy. Like, he'd be smaller in stature than Inoue. Obviously, Inoue started at light flyweight as well, but I mean, we don't know what the lay of the land of featherweight will be like in a few years. But can you imagine Bam Rodriguez against Espinoza? Getting into freak show territory there. Right, co-main done. Right, we've had 2 early finishes in the co-main fight and the Ben Whittaker fight. So they're going to drag this on and on before the main event. Great performance from Vargas. You've relocated over the pond as well, Hans. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Oh. Folks, I'm just going to go to the toilet. We'll be back momentarily.
thank you for preparing yourself, and on to the next.
On to the next is right. You've got a couple of regional belts there on your shoulders. I know you're looking for that world championship fight. How close do you think you are to that title shot?
Like I said, I want a former world champion next or a title eliminator next. I know I'm ready. Sky's the limit. All I'm going to do is put myself in the right position and keep what about first goes over.
You and your father proud Mexicans, but you think you made some Puerto Rican fans here tonight?
All my buddies, gracias, todo pueblo. Hey, to all my Latinos, Colombians, Mexicans, all of them. Thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. And que viva Mexico, cabrones!
Congratulations, Emiliano.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Kate Scott, Malik Scott, here with you, Fernando Vargas. Emiliano Vargas. Fernando Vargas' legendary father. Emiliano Vargas getting it done in some style against Bryce Mills tonight. Malik, what did you learn about Fernando? Emiliano, sorry.
It's all good. Well, what we all learned is he's a switch hitter. And not only that, he made up his mind from what I heard that just today he said, I'm going to go here and play southpaw. Very impressive. Wow. Wow. Good counter punching skills. And it's not really to brag about, but I'm very much into fighters showing they good chin only when they have to. He did some good counter punching boxing, the boxing behind his front knee, but at the same time he was aggressive. And he did this all from a southpaw standpoint. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Since I keep speaking about his father, why don't we touch on that dynamic between the two of them? Because you don't always see father-son dynamics work in boxing. This one really does seem to work.
Yes, and boxing actually did this family a lot of justice. That's not always the case. We have tons of examples. Floyd Mayweather and his father, yeah, they worked together, but they was better off not working together. They had a better relationship without boxing. Roy Jones and his father, they loved each other. They did work together. Then they had a better relationship without boxing. That's not the case with the Vargas family. That's not the case with the Vargas family at all. They do some big things. And Fernando, the bloodline that they come from, he done everything as a fighter. He could box, punch, show it heart, had grit, and did everything. And this bloodline has went down to his sons. He should be proud. Matter of fact, I know he's proud.
Absolutely. Did you think Bryce Mills managed to ask any questions of Emiliano tonight?
I thought Bryce had a couple good moments. I didn't give him one round. I gave him a couple good scenarios, a couple things he did good. At times he hit Vargas when Vargas was coming in that time. But it's the Ben Whitaker effect again. If we keep seeing him in with guys that's under his level, he's going to get these guys out here every time. So just like everyone in this building, everyone in the world of boxing, we want to see him in with some high level guys.
That's kind of getting the balance of the build right? You want to make sure that he's progressing and learning with each fight, but you also don't want to throw him to the wolves. What kind of level fighter do you think he should be in with next? He says former world champion, or he wants to fight for an eliminator.
I'm on his team, on his side when it comes to that. And that just goes to show he's a young man that I would say is mentally tough and is well structured because he just had a probably performance of his career here at the Barclays Center. He didn't go car champions out. He's making a case for a world title the right way. He said, I want to fight a former champion next, and then maybe a high contender, and then go after a world title. I'm very impressed when I see young men talk like that after the best performances possible in their career on this type of stage. That means he know what he want to do, when he want to do it, and how he want to do it.
Let me take you through the highlights of the fight here. Emiliano Vargas up against Bryce Mills, a local New Yorker.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Sorry about that, folks. Been sat 2.5 hours. Nature calls. Any new viewers in, get those predictions in. Boots or Zayas. I think Boots. Vast majority of people in the chat all night have been saying Boots. We've got a couple of Zayas backers. We've got a Puerto Rican, or believe, or we did at some point. He said he's worried for his man. Could we see an upset here? I don't think so. I think Jaron Ennis is that bit special. I think 154 is the weight for him. And I think we'll see a stoppage win. No. What is that for? We do nothing. There we go. What is going on here? Ah, Puerto Rican friend still here. Fantastic.
As you can tell from the numbers and percentage, it just wasn't enough. 17 against 52, and that goes to show
Are you getting nervous, Toro?
a lot more into quality to this offense and not as much a quantity.
I know that one thing as a coach that you love is when your fighter gets to go home knowing that they did everything they could and they go home with the win. They get to go to sleep that night feeling wonderful.
Hopefully not too long till ring walks now. How much more can they really talk about this fight? Where are we all watching from? We've got Puerto Rico. We had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the chat earlier. Who remembers that? Dwayne Johnson on the Boxing News Watchalong. If I'm lying, I'm dying. We had him in. Who else we got in? In the fight business, you never know. That's very true. We've saw much bigger upsets than Xander Zayas beating Boots over the years. Main event. Surely not too far away here, folks. Very quiet in the boxing world after this for a while. We got Abdullah Mason versus Albert Bell coming up. Obviously disaster for Joe Cordina, man. Hard to see him getting another world title shot now. I mean, I think it would have been a big ask for him at this stage of his career against Abdullah Mason, but it was a big fight for him. I'm sure he was being well paid for it. And yeah, he's in a bad spot now, Joe, bless him. See, Todd DeBuff saying exactly what Bob Arum said earlier, saying that, oh, we just went with a fighter on this one. That sounds like if they had their way, they maybe wouldn't have put Zayas in with Boots. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, maybe I'm being harsh, but how confident are the people at Top Rank here? I'm not sure. Todd DeBuff saying he thinks Xander should press the action against Boots. I think that's a suicide mission. End up walking on to something and that'll be the fight there and then, I think. I think that would be a silly move. DeBuff saying he thinks Xander. Get the likes up, folks. Get the likes going. Come on. Come on. 16 likes. Let's get the 20. Can we get the 20 likes? No, main event's not starting yet. We have to get O'Shaki Foster's thoughts on the fight. Need to hear O'Shaki Foster's thoughts on the fight first. Good fighter, O'Shaki Foster. No doubt about that. Getting better and better, it looks like. Him and Navarrete, gotta be next, man. Both top-ranked fighters. Interesting clash of styles. O'Shaki, you'd say, the more polished boxer, but Navarrete, when he gets going offensively, is hard to work with. Seems to have found a new lease of life in his career too. A couple of shaky performances, but looked great in the rematch with Oscar Valdez. Bit shaky in the Charlie Suarez fight, and then destroyed Sugar Nunes, didn't he? So any Boots fans in the house? Any Boots fans? Any Zayas fans? Who we got in the house? Back to Kate and Malik. Cedric, how we feeling? 4 a.m. Still alive? Do you like Loma? Of course. How can you not like Lomachenko? Fantastic career, amateur and pro. Would have maybe liked to see him stay retired, but some interesting fights for him if he is to come back, for sure. As I was saying earlier, the Gervonta Davis fight I would love to see. I don't really like the Shakur Stevenson fight for him at this stage, especially with Shakur filling out at 140, and yeah. Cedric says, where are all the pundits in the zone? This was the exact conversation I was having with one of my friends when the broadcast started. There are no pundits. At the start, it was just Malik Scott and his wife Kate. For about an hour, it was just those two, and then we've had Chris Mannix going back and forth between the studio and going down to do ringside interviews. So yeah, no fighters. Yeah, bizarre. Don't know what the story is. But even though there's less pundits, they've still managed to do just the same amount of waffling. I'm not blaming them, by the way. They're obviously being told they've got time to fill. I saw Loma on NY in New York and was great. I had Devin Haney on the same elevator me and got frozen. I was not sure if it was him or not. Was this around the time of their fight? Were you around for that, Tomo? Be pretty crazy bumping into them both otherwise. No. You're not welcome here. Cedric says he likes Lomachenko, but I hope he doesn't come back. I would be inclined to agree with you, depending on the fight. I mean, said it a few times now. The Gervonta Davis fight, I like. Shakur Stevenson, I don't like. Navarrete at 130. After a long time out of the ring, as he gets to his mid-30s, I don't know if I like. I feel like he ended on such a positive, didn't he? Stopping George Kambosos, becoming world champion again. And so few fighters go out on a high like that, and it felt like Lomachenko was one who deserved to. And we thought maybe he would. I think people did expect him to stay retired, but you know what I mean, the allure of a big payday, and there was also speculation he was waiting for his top ranked contract at the end, and that's why he announced his retirement. So yeah, maybe not as surprising as, or not, maybe shouldn't be as surprising as it was to some people. Toro was there for Loma versus Jermaine Ortiz. Oh, sick. Jermaine Ortiz gave Lomachenko a very good fight that night, didn't he? Big underdog. Pushed him all the way. Oh, he went into the ring to promo the fight with Haney after that. Yeah. How did you think that fight with Haney actually went? A lot of people thought Haney won. Or sorry, Lomachenko should have got the win. Close fight. I don't think it was as big a robbery as people say. I did have Lomachenko winning, but I can see how it was scored to Haney, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a close one for sure. Oh. Come on, let's get them walking to the ring. Let's get them in the ring. Come on. Oh. No. Get out of here. No, I think you're right, Taro. I think the majority of people had Lomachenko winning the fight, but it wasn't some sort of egregious robbery. You know, we saw a lot worse robberies over the years. Who's the best fighter you've watched live ringside? So I've been lucky. I've covered a few Usyk fights. So on paper, yeah, Usyk would be the best I've seen. But the best performance was probably Arthur Beterbiev against Callum Smith over in Canada. Like, he just absolutely ran through Callum that night. Usyk against Dubois in the rematch was incredible. Usyk against Fury in the first fight was, obviously that was a fantastic performance as well. I would love to cover a BAM fight. Not had the pleasure of a Nunez either. Would love to see in a Nunez fight. Benavidez, would love to see him live, but saw some good ones. What about you, Cedric? Did you go to much live boxing? Sorry, a bit quieter now, folks, but it is 4:10 in the morning. We just need to see these ring walks. I've had my fill of the Scott family. All due respect to them. We're nearly there. Come on, if you've stayed up this late, if you're like me and Cedric and you're on GMT, there's light at the end of the tunnel. We're nearly there. Hopefully the fight delivers. Hopefully we get either an entertaining, competitive back and forth fight or a stunning finish. I think it'll be the latter personally. I would prefer it if it was the former. But I think Jaron Ennis is going to produce in a big way here. Inside 6 or 7 rounds. Oh, amazing. You're at Lomachenko Campbell. Good man. It was good you took the opportunity to see Loma in the UK. Campbell was so tough that night. I remember that was the last leg of a bet I had done. I had Lomachenko to stop him, and Campbell, very, very brave. That was around the time Lomachenko was, stopping everybody. He stopped crawling not long. Was it before that, after that? But that was when Loma was Loma, and yeah, it was a shame for Campbell that he ran into him that night, but really tough in defeat, Campbell, that night. And you saw him pretty much in his prime too, Cedric. Or close to it. Certainly is close to his physical prime. Will we see that version of Loma again if he comes back up at 140 or 147 even? You wouldn't have thought so, would you? Yeah, he was doing a bit of holding, but he was getting hurt, Toro. You know what I mean? Guy was just trying to survive. Joshua Prenga pay-per-view, Atama Hrgovic pay-per-view, Canelo and Billy pay-per-view. They're all pay-per-view in the UK. Right. Yeah, exactly, Cedric. They've not even realised themselves. Right, we're now interviewing Eddie Hearn about Usyk's decision to vacate the belts. A lot of spam bots in tonight. Eddie's just saying the vacant WBA title could be fought for between Murat Gassiev and Jarrell Miller, and the scary thing is that's actually a winnable fight for Jarrell Miller. Can you imagine if Jarrell Miller is heavyweight champion of the world? I mean, that would just be very sad. Toro asks, have you seen Loma's first fight for the title? Are you referring to the Salido fight? That's right, isn't it? Orlando Salido in his second fight. I'm making a fool of myself here. Yeah. Yeah, Salido just was very dirty that fight, wasn't he? A lot of low blows, holding and hitting. Too big for him as well. But to even fight for a world title in your second fight is bananas. Yeah, watch the fight, Toro. That was a real rude welcome to the pro game for Lomachenko, wasn't it? Horrible fight, yeah. Not really boxing at some points. Do we need to hear more Eddie, Dana back and forth? Just get on with the fight. I know, Cedric, it's a joke, isn't it? It's an absolute joke. Like, obviously the whole promoter, he said, she said, she said, like, it's good for clicks and it's entertaining, it gets people talking, but as you say, do we need that at, I mean, in the UK, 4:20 in the morning, when the co-main event ended, what, half an hour ago? Like, can we not have had a ring walk by now? I knew this would happen once the Vargas fight finished early and the Whitaker fight finished early, that there was going to be just so much dead space to fill, so much just doing anything to fill the time. I was saying earlier, puts the casual fan off boxing. You know what I mean? People have got short attention spans these days. So if you're someone who, you occasionally watch some boxing, you flicked on, you watch the Vargas fight, you're like, oh wow, that was pretty cool, that kid got a good knockout. And then you've had half an hour of this, 40 minutes of this. You're going to turn over and watch something else. You're going to watch Netflix, you're going to watch, I don't know what sport's on American Saturday nights, but you watch anything over this. Shout out to the mods, dealing with the spam bots in double quick time. You know who you are. If anyone new's come into the chat and thinks Xander Zayas wins this fight, I want to hear from you. Tell me why, because I cannot see it. We've not had much support for Zayas all night. Oh, our flash is gone. Let's see if I can fix this. Sorry folks, some technical difficulties with the flash, but we should be up and running now. It's not quite as good. Right, we have been over Jaron Ennis keys to victory several times. Conor Ben is a smart fighter, says Jerry Ryan. I've followed him for years. What makes him a smart fighter, do you think, Jerry? Would be keen to have a discussion with you about that. I'm sure a lot of the guys in the chat would too. What do you think of Conor Ben Ryan Garcia, Jerry? If that's to be announced, is Conor a smart enough fighter to get past that Garcia left hook and that speed? Some interesting points from Malik. Cedric's changing his prediction to a round 1 KO so I can go to bed. I know the feeling, Cedric, trust me. If this fight is a boring distance fight and we've stayed up to this time, I mean, it's our fault. That's the thing. But I don't think so. I think we'll get some entertainment here. It'll be worth it, Cedric. Come on, let's be positive here. Amanda Serrano in the house. I mean, can we just get them ring walking, please? I can hear the birds. The birds are awake. Starting to get light outside. And yet, they still haven't walked to the ring. Royal Serpents, Jamil looking for a link. Can't do it. Royal. Come on. Get creative, you'll find one. Right, David Diamante's in the ring. Does that mean we're going to get ring walks? Come on. Oh, another ad break. Of course. So it's 11:30 in New York, and they've not walked to the ring. Pretty ridiculous. Get out of here, man. You know, oh. The time is now. God. No need to rush it. You mean, give us time to get over that electric co-main event. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would be keen to get Malik Scott's thoughts on this fight too, Cedric. And we've not heard quite enough. So I'd imagine that they're going to have national anthems as well, probably. But you're right, Cedric, we get Malik Scott's thoughts just one more time. One more for good measure. Any last minute predictions out there? Come on, Zayas fans. Let me hear you. I've been putting down your boys' chances all night. I want someone to come back at me, but it doesn't look like we're going to get them. Don't want to see the comments after the fight though. No one was saying it before. We did have one guy, but that was only because he was Puerto Rican. Was that Jay-Z? No. My God, who's that? Jadakiss. Jay-Z. See, I can hear the who shot you beat. I cannot tell what's being rapped. Just sounds terrible on the TV. Few boos for Ennis to be expected in New York with the Puerto Rican fan base. Almost time, folks. Jaron Ennis in the ring, waiting on Xander Zayas. Let's go. Getting excited now. Come on. Ennis always comes with a pink ring. What do you even call that? Hoodie? Jacket? What Zayas got in store? Ennis had Jadakiss. Maybe some of you could educate me on that. Wrap him out to the ring. Oh, Zayas has got someone as well, does he? Maybe it's Bad Bunny. It is... I don't know who that is. This guy didn't get a name credit. They gave Jadakiss a name credit, but not this guy, so... Guess there's nobody. Very good, Cedric. Very good. The Very's did a tough job tonight, Malik. The only pundit for basically the full show. So... Big reception for Zayas. You know, if he could win here, we could have a bit of a star over there. Wow, I didn't even see the poll. Zayas 71%. No way. Jaron Ennis 29%. So we had 71% of 227 people voting for Xander Zayas, and not a single one wrote my Torno Verde. Let's go. That's the energy we want. That's what we need to see. They'll be partying in Puerto Rico tonight, Toro, if your boy can do it. National anthem time. Oh, you're in Connecticut. My mistake, Toro. My mistake. I'm not. Connecticut's East Coast. Isn't that right? Ah, you moved there for studies. Left the nest. Is there a big Puerto Rican community in Connecticut, Toro? Keep it respectful for the national anthems. Oh, nice. At least you can still get the food of the motherland. So now we've got Nevermind. Oh, we got another spammer. Of course. Get out of here, bud. Oh. Shout out to the mod. Nearly there, folks. Come on. Where am I now? I am in Manchester, in England. So it's the same time zone as Ireland. Only a 30-minute flight from home. Excuse the coughing, folks. $4:30 a.m. Toro, exactly right. It's been a long night. These are the sacrifices that we boxing fans in the UK have to make if we want to watch the good American fights. So, just hope it delivers. It's been great though, you've been great company. You've been a great crowd. Enjoyed the chats. But the time for talking is almost done. Come on. First round knockdown coming here. Maybe the no sleep has got to me. Do you mean in Boots versus Ennis, Cedric, or in your battle to stay awake? Because I think I've been knocked down 4 or 5 times. But I'm still here. Maybe someone should have stepped in and stopped the fight. Maybe in my corner should have thrown the towel in, but I'm still here. Too brave for my own good. The fight, but also me. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Zayas doing the dance he always does. Undefeated WL and champion of the world. Yeah, great reception for Xander. Here we go. Three hours later we are here. It's been a long night. It's been an enjoyable night. But now one of the best fights in boxing. Let's see, will Zayas go on the back foot? Surely he's got to start in the back foot. Got to. Good jab from Ennis. Oh. Boots busy with the jab early. Good right hand. Zayas looks a lot bigger. Oh, Boots falling short with a 1-2. Oh, both started sharp here, but Boots. Oh, do you want to trade with him, Xander? Oh, a couple of big body shots from Ennis. Zayas doesn't need to be doing this in the first round. Do not trade with him, kid. Yeah, Xander on the front foot. Could be brave. Exchange jabs. Oh, good left hand from Boots and another one. Zayas is hurt. Zayas is down! Zayas down in the first round. Insane to trade with Boots. Insane. Absolutely. I said it earlier in the live. Suicide mission. Ennis jumping on him. Cedric, you called it. 100% you called it. He's going to clean him out. Right hook lands. Left hook in. What was Zayas thinking? Holds. Boots taking his time. Zayas shell shocked. Boots getting in his flow. Oh, looks for the uppercut. Oh, big left hand from Boots. Catches him again. Left hand, right, two-piece. Body shots. Absolute nightmare first round for Xander Zayas. All his own doing. Didn't need to fight this way. Oh, and a stiff body shot to end the round. Someone in the chat here early mentioned they had 100 to 1 on rounds 1 to 2 for Boots Ennis. Hope we put some money on that. I mean, if you're Zayas here, you've got to like regroup, go on the back foot, try and get some sort of foothold in the fight. But to come out on the front foot training with Boots Ennis, absolute insanity. Lovely combo from Boots though, it's got to be said. So accurate. Bang, bang. Out of the way, bang. I think he missed one of those 6 punches. Oh, not far away with the big left hand there, Boots. And it's taking his time though. Again, Zayas going on the front foot. He's gonna walk on. He's gonna walk on to something again. Oh, oh. Oh, Zayas walked on to 2 left hands. Very similar to the sequence that sent him down. Boots going looking for him. Don't know how badly hurt he was. Oh, right hook from Boots. Oh, another left hand. Zayas taking them okay, but taking too many shots too early. Whoa, Boots not far away with a big overhand right. Lovely jab to the body, Ennis. Oh, good right hand from Zayas. Good fight. Oh, right hook. Hi, Neki, welcome. What did I miss? Did it start? Yes, we are in round 2. Xander Zayas down in the first round. Came out aggressive. Traded up with Boots on the front foot, got sent crashing down. Oh, good right hand from Boots. To be fair, the shots Boots has landed in the second round haven't really hurt Zayas to the same extent, but I mean, you think he still can't afford to take too many more of them. Oh, the bots are coming thick and fast. But we got you. Yeah, really strong start from Boots spawn. No doubt about that. But Zayas played right into Boots' hands first 2 rounds. Oh, the bots are coming thick and fast. Round 3. What do you do now, Xander Zayas? Oh, that body shot hurt him. Felt that. Got Dev. Oh, good right hand from Zayas. Oh. Another left lands for Boots. Zayas looks to hold. Oh, oh. You get the feeling might not be long left here. Fair play to Zayas, he's thrown back, landed a few good shots of his own, but nowhere near the same effect as the ones Ennis is landing. Oh, check. Oh! Oh! Boots looks to hold! Boots is holding! Boots is hurt! Boots is hurt! Wow! Oh! Incredible! What a fight! This is crazy! Boots is hurt! Boots is hurt! Boots is hurt! Oh my god! Boots is holding on! Boots is all over the place! Boots don't know where he is! Boots is out on his feet! Jaron Ennis is out on his feet! Zayas giving him time to recover. Whoa! But just trade with his hands down. Whoa! What a fight! Now Zayas is hurt again! What a round! What a round! What a round! Whoa! Here we go! Here we go! Wow! Wow! Xander Zayas, I apologise. I was writing that kid's obituary. He got buzzed at the start of round 3. Looked like the writing was on the wall. Boots nodded to the crowd, said, yeah, I got this. And Zayas badly hurts Jaron Ennis. Looked like he might only be a couple of punches away. And then towards the end of the round, Zayas got hurt again. Boots came back into it. What a round. One of the best rounds of the year, no doubt. Yo, people were sleeping on Zayas' power, me included. Absolutely incredible round. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What now? Oh, big left hand from Boots. Right at the start of the fourth. Zayas took it all right though, as he got used to Ennis' power slightly. They're just trading. This is a much better fight than I thought it was going to be. What a fight. Eddie Hearn's on his feet. Eddie Hearn's going crazy. Whoa! This is incredible! What a fight! This is unbelievable! Oh my god! This is insane! This is unbelievable! Zayas putting power behind those shots. Oh. Oh, big right hand from Zayas. Get out of here with your bots. They're trading up again. Oh, big right hand from Boots. Oh, and another one. But Zayas comes straight back. Oh. Xander Zayas got a chin. Wow. Oh, big left hook from Zayas. Oh, good body shot from Zayas. This really could go either way. I did not think I'd be saying that after the first round. Wow. Oh, big right hand from Zayas. Come on, guys. We're loving this, surely. I mean, I guess this would be a Boots round. I'm not even scoring this. Zayas looked physically stronger than him. What a fight. Wow. I don't know how this one's going to go. I mean, Boots is the snappier. Obviously dropped Zayas in the first round. You'd imagine he's got a bit of a lead. But Zayas looks the physically stronger, and to me it looks like he's taking Boots shots better than Boots is taking his. Get in the chat. Who wins from here? Who wins from here? End of round 4. Get your predictions in now. I don't know, man. I wasn't giving Xander Zayas a chance before this fight. I certainly am now. Cedric, this is crazy. This is a well worth staying up for. I'm glad we stayed up for it, Cedric. No, only a knockdown in the first round, Spawn. That's the only knockdown we've had. I don't know how we've only had one, but we've only had one. Wow. I'm wide awake now. I was falling asleep half an hour ago. I'm wide awake now. Here we go, round 5. I think I'd have it 3-1 Boots plus the knockdown. So Zayas If it does go to the cards, he's got a lot of ground to make up. But there's a lot of time left. Yeah, Chris Mannix, same store card as me. Mate, they're straight back to it. Spawn going from Butch for the win. Yeah, I mean, you would slightly favour Butch here, but Zayas right in this fight. And I still think Zayas has taken Butch shots better than the other way around, which I did not think I would ever say. Zayas looks big and strong. Oh, body shot fall with the right hand upstairs. And another one. Oh. Oh. They trade up again. Oh, Zayas is down! This time he's badly hurt. Zayas badly hurt. This could be it. Zayas badly hurt. He is badly hurt. A minute left. Butch is going to jump on him. Zayas out on his feet. Xander Zayas out on his feet. It's only going to take 1 or 2 more shots. Zayas hold. Has to hold. Tile could really come in here. It's not going to take much from here. Zayas throw him back though. What a warrior. Xander Zayas doesn't need to take any more of this. He holds. The ref's giving him every chance here. Ref could have jumped in. Body shots ripping in from Ennis. How is Zayas still standing? Jaron Ennis, referee needs to stop it. Referee needs to stop it. Zayas hold. Can he see the end of this round? 13 seconds left. Xander Zayas is somehow going to make it out of this round. Corner need to have a good look at him here. Is he going to survive? Saved by the bell. Corner need to have a good look at him here. Xander Zayas looks done to me. Ref should have stopped it there. Kid's got a long career ahead of them. Ref said, I'm not going to let you take too much more of that. No shit. No shit, ref. Wow. They got to pull him, man. Oh, what a shot. What an uppercut. He could have stopped it as he was getting up. He was... Oh. Wow. Doctor's having a look at Xander. Doctor's going to let him keep going. Here we go. What Zayas got left here? %, Spawn. Ref should have stopped that, no doubt. Corner should have really pulled him out too, I think. Zayas on his bike here, trying to get his legs back. Can he recover? Boots lands the left hand. Can Zayas find an answer? Jaron Ennis looks fresh. Left hand from Ennis. Zayas still in survival mode here. Ref came to see violence, no doubt about that, Spawn. Good left hook from Zayas. Zayas still throwing. Incredible heart, Xander Zayas here. Zayas somehow surviving. 2 minutes left in the round. Zayas gets through with the right hand. Needs to put a dent in Butch. Needs something to stop Jaron Ennis just marauding forward and teeing off on him. Doesn't look to be a lot of steam left in these punches of Xander Zayas. Oh, great right hook. I mean, it's not been as bad as round 4, but not a good round for Xander Zayas here. He'll be a mile down in the scorecards now. Yeah, Xander's still definitely trying to get his legs back, clear his head. I mean, I don't know how much he can recover from the body shots, but he's still moving okay. Oh, good combo from Zayas. Fair play to Xander Zayas, man. What a tough kid. What a tough kid. Zayas going to survive another round. It's a lot better than round 5 was for him. I mean, he was in survival mode. Oh, just as I say that, Butch comes in with a big uppercut, just misses. Good body shot from Zayas. Butch comes back. All because he said trim the beard. Xander Zayas, tough kid, still in there, still fighting. I mean, Zayas recovered well there. I don't know how he survived that 5th round. I'm not sure the corner should have let him out. I think the referee should have waved it off, but how does he win the fight from here? He's down 5 rounds to 1. He's been down twice. He already needs a stoppage, really. He's got to hope Ennis just gasses out completely. There's no real sign of that happening here, though. Certainly not yet. Ennis straight at him. Start of the 7th. Oh. Zayas got through with a sneaky good body shot in there. He is still the physically stronger Zayas, but just when Ennis gets that separation, they're ripping him to the body and upstairs. Yeah, Zayas did catch him with a left hook there. Oh, Ennis teeing off again, though. 3 shots cleaned upstairs. Yeah, I have the same as Mannix. Zayas recovered incredibly from that 5th round. Deary me. Ennis, I was about to say, took his foot off the gas, but lands a good left hand there. So sharp, so accurate. Oh, oh, oh. Could be the beginning of the end here. Butch getting ready for a big flurry. Zayas down again. Zayas took to the knee. And they've stopped it. That's it. Jaron Ennis, the new WBA, WBO Super Welterweight World Champion. Electric performance from Jaron Ennis. Really was. But incredible display of heart from Xander Zayas. I think his stock goes up there massively for me after that tonight. But just in with an offensive phenom in Jaron Ennis. Accurate, quick, spiteful, powerful. We maybe saw some vulnerabilities tonight that we hadn't saw previously. We saw that he can be hurt at 154. We never saw him hurt at welterweight. We saw him maybe physically outstrength on a couple of occasions, but wow, when he let those punches go, can't believe Zayas lasted as long as he did. Yeah, brilliant fight. Well worth staying up for. Anyone in the UK like myself who braved it to now just gone after 5 in the morning. Spawn, Boots got that W like we both said. Zaya got that good chin, brother. Yep. I mean, I didn't think it would look like that. Great fight. Gonna wrap up the stream for tonight, folks. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. Appreciate all the comments. Really enjoy picking the bones out of the boxing with yous. Hopefully do more of these if the interest there for big fights stateside. So tune in for those. Subscribe to Boxing News if you haven't done so already. Again, gonna wrap it up there. Get some much needed shut eye. Yeah, Mayor, you called it. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a good night.